Well, welcome to this unbelievable whirlwind of a week known as the start of the new league year. This is Objectively Wrong, presented by The Next Men Up. As always, I am John. That is Obtine. We are exhausted. There is
I haven't slept in days.
There is so much going on. We both of our teams have acquired a very notable big fish, but your team has added far more players than mine has.
Hey, John, did the house in Vegas matter?
We'll get to everything. So we've got a pretty good structure to how we want to do this episode. The first thing, though, that we want to make sure we address that has nothing to do with any transaction that was done today was that at Michigan's Pro Day this morning, defensive end prospect David Ojabo pulled up and needed assistance walking off the field after what, Eptine, I think you said some people on hand articulated as a pop.
The current belief is that the first round pick and likely top 20 pick popped his Achilles, tore it.
That would be really unfortunate. This is starting to give you.
Him.
We both did. This is, and I liked him for Philly at 15, 16, or 19. I'm pissed. Like, I'm actually pissed because I need to find another option.
I'm honestly a little pissed with his agent. Like, I get it. Like, you need to try to rise. I mean, edge rushers are rising in this draft.
Right.
But he worked out in the combine. His tape is stellar. Why is he running routes in a pro day to show that he can cover? I don't think he needs to be doing that.
You need to. He didn't necessarily need to be doing it. This is starting to. It smells like Sidney Jones all over again. A guy that was
such a shame.
A guy that was a first round pick that falls to the second, and somebody takes the flyer on him.
Like I told you, like his potential, to me, it felt like we could sit here 4 years down the line and look at this draft and be like, damn, Ojabo ended up as the best edge rusher in this draft.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is, so at the time of this recording, I don't think we have full medical confirmation.
We don't.
What
we don't
happened
have
to him,
confirmation. No.
but we just know what we've heard, and it's not good. You know, when the initial reaction is it's not good. So prayers up to Ojabo. Hopefully he's okay. If not, I still think he should be a first round pick. I would still do it.
The Eagles have 3 first round picks.
Right.
And
I would still do it.
Well, I don't know. You know this because I keep on telling it to you. I really think you're getting Derek Stingley Jr. because you can ignore the medical red flags when you have 3 first round picks.
Well, can I ignore it with 2 of them? If I take Ojabo 2, I now have to do it twice.
I don't think you can. Yeah,
right.
Despite the talent that's there,
who would you do it for first, though, Ojabo or Stingley?
I'm scared of the Achilles, so I'm going to go Stingley.
I would still go Ojabo.
Ojabo, I would expect Ojabo to have a better career. I don't know why, but I have immense faith in him. From what I've seen.
I do too.
I hope it doesn't affect him. I hope some team still takes him in the first. If not, and he's there in the third, he shouldn't be. But if he's there in the third, I want him.
He's not getting to the third.
Yeah.
No.
There's too much talent.
No world. And what's great about that is I don't think you have a 1 or a 2 anymore now, do you?
I don't.
You're not getting him. Sorry. So a lot of the mock drafting, this is the funny thing. Since this week of transactions and whatnot, Eptine has had to come to terms with the fact that the first 5 to 6 hours of the draft, he's got nothing to look for.
I think I'll live.
Yeah, well, you know what? The consolation prize is solid, and we'll get to that. Yeah. By the way, remind me, did we want to do the tweet agenda first, or do we want to do the long agenda first?
We'll do the
tweet agenda first.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. But last point on Ojabo, I would still take him 15, 16, or 19. I don't care. I know he's capable. I know you can heal fast. People heal fast. I mean, Cam
Akers. Yeah.
We both were just like Cam Akers, just like that Cam Akers. It's not a death sentence like it used to be. So it's not like a Liz Frank for a running back. It's an Achilles. They happen. Heal up, get healthy, and let's see what you can do. Now, if Ajabo hadn't gotten hurt today, we would not have led with that. But the reason we lead with that is because we don't have anywhere else to put it. Because we're not talking about rookies today. Our next episode for you guys is going to be about defensive backs, which we're excited to bring you. Spoiler alert, we have a consensus number one safety. You don't have to guess. But
you want an extra spoiler alert? There's only 3 other safeties.
Right. No, but didn't we have 4 others?
4 total, isn't it? Is it 4 total?
I thought it was 5 total.
5 is a nice number. Let's put it
this way. I think we have a consensus number one safety, and without having finished the corners yet, I think we have a consensus number one corner.
Oh, we do have a consensus.
Just like everybody does. So it's the tall ones, just for the record. So look forward to that next week sometime. Now, let's get into the frenzy. It is currently Friday. The league year began on Wednesday, but it really began on Monday. It feels like a light year since the Eagles made their one major signing, but we're going to go in order of what we have right in front of us. And there was a tweet from a man named Ari Myrov at My Sports Update on Twitter. This man has how many followers? 537,000 of them. He covers NFL for PFF. I think he's credible. What?
God, that was so funny. Anyways, this is like the major ones. Not everyone's here.
In the last 11 days.
Yeah. We're going to get everyone because we wrote every single one of them down.
Everyone down.
Our group chat was only NFL free agency.
If we missed some minimal ones, can we throw out the first one real quick? The first move we saw when the new league year officially opened, Blake Cashman, Houston Texans linebacker. Blake Cashman! We were yelling that for about half an hour because nothing had happened. And then everything happened. And then it hasn't stopped happening. And I would like, if anything more is going to happen, can it happen to Philly? Something?
No, don't even wish for that. Can it happen right now while we're recording?
and you know what? If we're just going to go on train, can it happen right now while we're recording and in the AFC? Because I don't think the AFC has enough yet.
We've had enough. Well, I want one more. Give me one more.
I think the AFC needs more stuff.
I think they need I think they need a Bobby Wagner, a Tyrann Mathieu, and a Stephon Gilmore. But
yeah, those
only
three names
in the AFC West. Only in the AFC
those
West.
3 names are still available. That's how insane this is. That you hear? Is the siren getting picked up by my microphone right now?
No, you're good.
Thankful. Anyway, in the last 11 days. Or did you want to read the tweet?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Go ahead.
In the last 11 days.
11 days.
The following players were traded. Yannick Ngakoue. Khalil Mack.
I think it's Ngakoue.
Well, I love him anyways. Khalil Mack.
He played for your team.
I know.
Okay.
I called him Yannick, and I think everyone else did too.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Khalil Mack, Amari Cooper, Carson Wentz. All right, you ready for the 3 headliners?
Go ahead.
Russell Wilson,
Weird.
Devontae Adams,
Weirder,
and the one that we didn't want to talk about, and everyone has waited for, Deshaun Watson.
Categorically unfortunate.
Who unretired?
Oh, you want to do the unretired next?
Who unretired, John?
Tom Brady, why won't you just stop it? Go away. I was free of you. I was rid of you. I was so happy. I was confident, content, and just happy to be done. No. He decided, I don't want to see my children that bad. I'm just going to go play more football.
No, I think he decided the NFC is hot garbage now.
You're not kidding.
Super Bowl.
You're not kidding.
These players were cut. Julio Jones, Bobby Wagner, Fletcher Cox, technically.
Fletcher Cox is a weird one. He was officially released, but every single report in the world has said Fletcher Cox is fully coming back to Philly. It was purely clerical, which reminds me very much of like 10 years ago the Packers cut AJ Hawk, and then about 20 minutes later, he was a Packer again. Yeah. So it feels like that. We'll probably hear something closer to Monday about Fletcher officially resigning. Unless it goes to hell, in which case he'll end up in Dallas or something. Because
he'll end up in Las Vegas. He'll end up in Las Vegas.
No, you don't. No, stop it.
Because the AFC
you don't
West
get to have. No, he's too good for you.
All right, so
he'd be the best. He'd be the best defensive player in your building in the last decade and a half.
I can have nice things now.
No, not him.
Anyways, I'm going to save the major free agents because we're going to hit everything. So the way we're going to do this, so we don't bog you down, is we're going to give it a grade. We're going to talk about the people that matter a lot more, and for the people that don't, no offense, there's a lot of you. We're just going to give you a grade and move on because I think we have 100 or more names on this list.
There's a ton of names. There's so and by the way, if we missed any lower level, like less significant moves, and to be clear, Alex Singleton made this list. So if we missed somebody lower than that,
we're sorry.
We apologize. If we missed another signing that we just didn't catch, you have to understand there are two of us that do not have the ability to be on Twitter 10 hours a day. Damn it, do we try? But sometimes you miss something, and that's not a curse. But we think we got just about everything that we need to talk about on this list today.
And for reference, this list is accurate as of 8 p.m. on Friday Pacific time.
Yeah. By the way, for any baseball fans, Freddie Freeman, thank you for leaving Atlanta, but why did you pick the Dodgers? That's all I'm going to say. I'm mad about it. Where else am I going to say it?
All right, let's start.
If not on my sports podcast on the internet.
Let's start with the unretired first. Tom Brady, what grade would you give that?
Tom Brady unretiring?
Yeah, what's the grade?
Yeah, next. I don't care.
A plus.
I'm very angry.
Looking at the NFC for the Bucks, this is an A plus.
I'll give it an A for angry.
All right, let's grade these cuts actually because I haven't.
Want to grade the cuts?
Yeah, let's have a look.
How do you grade a cut?
What grade would you give the Tennessee Titans for cutting Julio Jones?
B. Trading for Julio Jones, F. Now, F.
Cutting your losses.
Yeah, cut your losses, get the money, get some money back. Fine, goodbye. Surprised he hasn't found a job yet, but he's still out there.
The Bobby Wagner cut.
I don't like it. I still don't like it. I know they needed to do it, but I still don't like it.
My only problem with it is that the way they did it. Like, he found out on the internet. How do you let Bobby Wagner find out on the internet?
It's big.
How do you not have that? How do you not have that conversation?
How do you not have that guaranteed that he won't find out on the internet?
Yeah. All right, that's an F for me.
That's an F.
All right, let's grade these trades. We're gonna start with the smaller trades because
Fletcher Cox grade incomplete, by the way, because he's staying, so it doesn't matter.
Carson Wentz to the Commanders. Grade that trade, John.
I can't help it.
Did you see the suit? Did you see that suit?
He looks like a hot dog. And not like someone that's like hot dogging. He looks like an actual hot dog. The jacket is khaki like the bun, and his shirt was red like the wiener.
If you want to see what Carson Wentz looked like, don't look up Carson Wentz. Look up Wiener Schnitzel. Not sponsored.
Yeah, it's the same thing. He looks like Ronald freaking McDonald. It's this. Oh my God.
Anyways, grade the move.
Yeah, D minus. Actually, wait. Let me change that.
Yeah.
For the Colts, it's a hard F.
Oh yeah.
But for Washington, it might be a harder F. It really might be. They're both bad moves.
Before this week, it was an F for both teams. But now seeing what has happened in free agency, seeing what the NFC is now, this is a C for Washington. Because with Carson Wentz, they can get a wild card spot. They can go to the playoffs.
Who are the quarterbacks of the NFC right now? It's Dak, Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, and
Daniel Jones or Tyrod Taylor.
Sure. It's half and half of those. And then the North, it's Rodgers, Fields, Captain Kirk, and Goff for now. And then Stafford, Kyler, who knows though, and Drew Lock, and
Trey Lance.
And then
You
in the
got-
South, Brady, Matt Ryan, maybe, who knows? Probably Jameis back in New Orleans, although that hasn't happened yet. And whatever Carolina decides to do. The fact that there's this much uncertainty at quarterback in the NFC and it's almost the end of March, that's scary.
So yeah, C for Carson.
Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFC.
So it's Stafford, Brady, Dak. Is Kyler a top 5 quarterback in the NFC now?
He's
Rodgers.
He's better than Hurts. All right, fine. Hurts is 6.
Rodgers,
Whatever.
6,
Can
yeah.
we just the point is made. He's not bottom 2. That's reserved for Daniel Jones and Daniel Jones again.
And Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor is better than Daniel Jones.
This is true.
This is facts. We only spit straight facts over here on Objectively Wrong.
All right, let's move on to the next trade.
Did I just lose the tweet? I did for a second. I'm going to get it back.
Okay.
Yay, it's back.
So, Russell Wilson. You know what? You give a grade. I'm going to be biased.
You will be biased. I mean, Denver, it's an A- for Denver. It's an A- for Denver minimum. Dude, we do this show on video now. You can't leave.
I did it.
What the hell was that?
I closed the door that got opened.
He just vanished. Anyway, now you guys know sometimes during the show when it wasn't when the show was just audio, sometimes the team would have to go get a drink or go to the bathroom and I would just ramble for 2 minutes. So now we know why. Anyway, Russell Wilson for Denver, this is an A-. And it's an A- and not an A+ because I'm concerned about that division as it is. Because you look at that division and there are 4 really good football teams in it. There's 2 elite teams, and then there's 2 really good teams.
So let's just talk about the AFC West because the next trade is Devontae Adams.
Right.
So,
and by the way, for Adams, a quick grade for me on this: A for the Raiders, D+ for the Packers.
So let's look at Russell Wilson. The Broncos have been 7-10, I think, the last couple of years,
Sure.
or just a little bit worse.
Sure.
Is Russell Wilson good enough to get you 3 extra wins? Hell yeah.
Minimum, yes. Minimum.
Hell yeah. My worries for Russell Wilson, and this is separating myself as a Raiders fan.
Well, you can try.
I can try. His durability issues that came up, I'm worried about.
It was 1 injury.
Okay, but he
durability issues.
He looked
1 injury. It was on the throwing hand. What are you talking about? Yeah, of course he did. He broke his hand. Now he's fragile. He broke his hand 1 time. The fact that man has not had durability issues, considering the O-line Seattle has given him the last decade of his career, is a testament to how rigid his body is. There's no fragility there.
Did you notice what his new catchphrase is?
What?
It's "Let's ride."
Why?
I don't know, but he's singing every single
horses.
Yeah. Brett Coleman.
It's better than what was it when he was calling himself Mr. Unlimited?
Yeah.
Or the hell that was. It was a weird time.
Brett Coleman, YouTuber, NFL YouTuber.
Big fan of Brett Coleman's.
Yeah, had a really funny tweet. I'm not going to say it verbatim because we're a clean podcast now. But he's like, Russell Wilson chose "Let's Ride" over the better slogan that he thought of, which was "Nay, nay, mother."
Yeah.
You can fill in the rest.
Yeah.
Anyways, Russell Wilson will probably get 3 wins. Looking at the AFC West now, then looking at the AFC in totality, the question is, what will the wild card need to get? The 7th seed. What will the 7th seed wild card need to get? And it might be more than 10 wins. That's kind of crazy. All right. It was a good move. A+, honestly. Raiders, Devontae Adams.
Again, A. And you know what? I'll change the grade for Green Bay. It's D-. And the reason it's not an F is because Adams did kind of force their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I would give you an F if not. there's no way. This reminds me, it's not as egregious, but the return could have been a bit better. It's fair, but it could have been a bit better considering how good the receiver is. If not for the Nuke Hopkins trade to Houston to Arizona from Houston a couple years back, we'd be looking at this way less fondly. Mm-hmm. But I can look at this and say, okay, the Packers they get an extra one, which
pick
is
22.
Pick 22. It's a mid to late one, but it's a one. A one is a one, and a two. So
53.
Two premium pieces of capital, 53 or 54, something like that. Mm-hmm. Two very premium pieces of capital to build a team that does have obvious holes. Now, here's the issue I have with it. And it's why
rebuilding.
What? Not even that. Who is he going to throw to? Who is Rodgers? You just gave Rodgers a monster deal. Who is he going to throw a football to?
Alan Lazard, John.
I mean, MVS is a free agent too. Like, what are we doing here? If I'm Green Bay, if I'm like Brian Gutekunst and Aaron Rodgers clearly like fixed their relationship. Mm-hmm. In that time, was part of fixing it kicking Davante Adams square in the nuts? So
I can talk about this because you were very busy with school. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
So from Packer beat reporters, from national reporters, and from my own beat reporters, from what I can tell, this is the whole story. Davante Adams asked for the current contract that he received from the Raiders a year ago to the Packers. Packers didn't want to give it to him. The Packers decided to tag him and fix it later. They put all their focus on Aaron Rodgers. Kind of can see the reason, right? What's the use of having such an amazing wide receiver if Jordan Love is who's throwing to him? But anyways, Aaron Rodgers was told the entire time about the process of Davante Adams' contract talks. The way Rodgers saw it, according to national reporters, is he believed Davante Adams wasn't going to leave, but he did know that Davante Adams was frustrated, not satisfied, and they were struggling to sign a contract.
Right.
But in the end, he still thought he's not going to leave. Now, the Raiders were working on this trade since, I believe, Monday. And then everything halted on Wednesday. And I believe what brought it back was Allen Robinson signing to the Rams, because the other two teams that were going after Allen Robinson was the Raiders and the Eagles. Mm-hmm. And then Wednesday happens.
Big sad for John.
Then Wednesday happened, and the Raiders are again interested. And at this point, the Packers offered Davante Adams a contract that we have no idea how it would have been structured, but would have given him an average amount of $30 million or more. Mm-hmm. And at that point, he said, no, screw you. This should have been handled last year. I don't want to play for you. I want to play with Derek Carr. And then the rest is history.
I have to cut in because I'm like about to jump out of my seat.
Okay, you can.
Move. Well, it's because it's a baseball move, but I have to make it. It's a meme too. Mm-hmm. A few years ago, do you remember the sports commentator Tom Brenneman?
Not at all.
You remember him at all?
Not at all.
He used to call football games too. Tom Brenneman was working a baseball game. And that baseball game was played by the Cincinnati Reds. And the Cincinnati Reds had a player named Nick Castellanos. Nick Castellanos knocked this home run in the middle of the game. It was a great hit. But before that, Tom Brenneman on a hot mic used the slur.
Okay, now I think I remember him.
Okay. He used a slur referring to San Francisco as the blank capital of the world, and the blank was a word.
I remember him now.
Okay, you remember him now. So he goes on the air after that and starts apologizing, And as he's apologizing, Castellanos lights up a home run. And he's like, I pride myself as a man of faith. And there's a drive into deep left field by Castellanos, and that'll be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game. Nick Castellanos is officially a Philadelphia Philly. And he's a fantastic player. He's not just a meme. So that's what's great about it for me. But now I love that meme so much because anytime anything bad happens in anything, people tweet that. Baseball fans will tweet that. There's it'll be like anything that happens, like someone will like, here's where it gets off color is people will retweet it when people pass away. Mm-hmm. And people will like, and people will tweet, and there's a drive into deep left field, and that'll be a home run. So that'll be a 4. Oh, never mind. Anytime anything happens. So that tweet is my favorite thing in the world. And now I get to make that tweet a reality just in my day-to-day life now because he's a Philadelphia Philly. It's very good news for you, boy. Anyway, back to Adams.
Speaking of teams making poor decisions, Adams gets an A. Let's move on. Deshaun Watson is a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this in totality. Deshaun Watson decided he wanted to piss off as many fan bases as possible and ruin as many relationships as possible. So he did it to Matt Ryan and the Falcons. He did it to Cleveland and the Browns. Yep, and Baker. I said
Cleveland and the Browns.
Yeah.
like Benny and the Jets.
Yeah. And now he's signing with the Cleveland Browns. Did you see how much of this fan base online right now is like disowning the clowns, disowning the Browns? You know, that was a good slip. The Cleveland Clowns. That's what this organization is right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's talk about Deshaun Watson for the last time.
I would like it to be the last time, very, very much so. The Deshaun Watson has been traded to the Cleveland Browns for the next 3 years of first-round picks. It's starting to sound like the movie Draft Day.
It is a movie Draft Day.
A third-round pick and a fourth-round pick. And in return, the Browns received Watson and a 5. First of all, I don't know why that 4 and 5 thing had to happen at all.
Dignity.
Houston just needed that. No, Houston got the better of it still. So Houston needed that last little bit. That somehow is not the most egregious part of what happened today regarding this deal. The contract Deshaun Watson signed is the second most egregious thing. The third most egregious thing is the trade. The second most egregious thing is the contract. And the first most egregious thing is that Deshaun Watson has not yet been suspended.
Oh, and you know what's also egregious? What the Browns did to Baker publicly.
They said they wanted, it was publicly stated that the Browns were looking for an adult, quote, adult, to play quarterback for them. So let's trade for the guy with 22 pending civil suits. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. I mean, be consistent. I'm not going to sit here and say that Deshaun Watson is guilty or innocent. He didn't face criminal charges. That doesn't make him innocent. That means he's not being charged. There is a difference between those two things. There's still 22 women out there that have said what they've said about Deshaun Watson. That's fact. They've said that. It's fact that they've said it. So to say that Deshaun Watson is now just clean, brushed off, and we're done, that's not true. And we've stayed away from this topic for a while because nothing had transpired on the Watson front. Now that something has, I don't think I'm glad he's not an Eagle. I'm pretty glad he's not an Eagle.
You had fans on social media, like Saints and Atlanta, because up until Cleveland got him, it looked like it was going to be either the Saints or Atlanta. And they were praying that the other team got him.
You've got Browns fans defecting. The Browns went 0-16 and didn't defect. Yeah. What do you want? I mean, that if that doesn't tell you how unpopular this move kind of is, I don't know. I don't know what else you need to know.
I think there was a poll on some website. I forgot, but I think it was The Athletic. And I think the move only has a 35% approval.
Sure.
Even that's too high.
It's pretty ugly. Listen, I mean, what am I going to do? Grade it? Okay, I'll grade it. By the way, anybody that's asking, 5 years, 100 for Nick Castellanos, that is a steal. Guy can't play defense, but he hits like a beast. As there's a drive into deep left. God, it's going to be so much fun. Anyway, as far as grading this, Houston, I'm going to offer Houston a bit of an apology.
Hey,
I'm going to offer an apology to Houston because you and I ripped them a new one.
They got what they wanted.
A year. Yeah, we were saying, like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? They were waiting for this, and they got it. Good for Houston. That's well negotiated. Cleveland, from a football perspective, on its own, yes, Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. He is. But I can't grade this on football alone. Football alone, B. Taking everything into consideration, not applicable. I can't apply a grade to this.
The player speaks for himself.
This is so challenging to discuss.
The contract, utterly ridiculous.
How did he beat Mahomes' average? How did he do that?
Fully guaranteed, $230 million.
Deshaun Watson's agent needs a statue in most capital cities in this country because he just committed legal robbery. That was sick what he was able to pull off. It's actually sick.
Meanwhile, every single GM is going to be pissed off at the Browns for making quarterback contracts fully guaranteed from now on.
Fully guaranteed. You fully guaranteed a contract.
I mean, Kirk Cousins couldn't do it. Kirk Cousins couldn't do it. Kirk Cousins got fully guaranteed twice, but it didn't matter.
Yeah. Now it's big sad. It's a big sad. It is a very, very, very big sad. It is unbelievable the amount of I'm like just on Twitter, and it is unbelievable the windfall of and there's a drive into deep left field by Castellanos tweets right now. It is unbelievable the windfall.
All right, get off of baseball.
I know, but it's so funny.
All right, the next trade. We're done with Deshaun Watson. Khalil Mack to the Chargers.
Big A.
I'm going to go A-.
Yeah, they're not paying anybody right now, so you might as well pay him.
Yeah, it's a good move. It makes sense. He was injured last year and not effective. Probably won't happen again. But
yeah,
you got that little bit of concern.
Oh, wait a minute. Excuse me, Epteen. Excuse me.
What?
He was injured last year and it probably won't happen again?
Yeah.
Russell Wilson was injured last year and probably won't happen again.
Yeah. I didn't grade. I gave the Russell Wilson grade an A.
Your concern out the window. I am pointing at a window that is off screen. There is a window over there.
Okay, next trade. Amari Cooper to the Cleveland Browns.
I love how we touched Khalil Mack for 5 seconds. Amari Cooper. Actually, the grade for the Bears, I'll give it a B. It's odd. I don't know if that's what we had to do first.
For the Bears, I give it a C. You lost a great defensive player, but at this point, what are you kidding yourself for?
I guess you're rebuilding, right?
You're rebuilding.
Then I can't give it a C.
I mean, I'll give it a C because they didn't get that much in return, really.
They got enough for an aging end that costs that much money. I'm going to stay at B. I think it's a decent enough trade. Ryan Poles has done some interesting things the past couple of weeks and a couple of head scratchers. Eddie Goldman still made no sense, but no, not the worst free. I would have thought Chicago would have been more active. But just not so much. And they lost James Daniels. We'll touch on that during the lightning round.
Anyways, for the Chargers,
Amari Cooper. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For the Chargers, pairing Khalil Mack with Joey Bosa was probably a wet dream for Charger fans a couple of years ago.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it.
I know.
I'm not going to pretend like I didn't have a wet dream with Devontae Adams.
Yuck.
All right.
That's icky. Everyone blast Epteen on Twitter. Call him gross.
You just want Twitter engagement.
I do. I got like a like storm yesterday on Twitter for what was it? PFF tweeted out like, who's stopping this Raiders offense? And it was Derek Carr, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams. Like, who's stopping this offense? I tweeted the Raiders offensive line, and everybody laughed, including Raider fans who was like, okay, lol, that's funny. It was a nice day. Yesterday.
I mean, I still need a right tackle, so I'm not going to pretend like.
Yeah, you do. You need a lot of your line. You need a lot of O-line.
All right, next trade.
You need some milk.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I mean it's an S tier trade for me because I get to laugh at Dallas.
What did Dallas get for this trade?
Like a 5.
Oh,
you got like nothing. I'll double check. Amari Cooper trade. Sports Illustrated wrote an article about it being the worst trade in Cowboys history. Wait a minute. What?
wow.
Whoa. Wait a minute. I don't know about that. Ever? Oof. That's brutal. Why is it not loading at all?
Amari Cooper trade. I got you.
Why isn't it loading? It is in exchange for a 5 and a swap of 6s.
Yeah, Cleveland. You had money. You needed a wide receiver. He's an okay one. So yeah, B plus for Cleveland. This is like a D for Dallas. I mean, at least you got something.
Yeah, you know what? This is how you have to accommodate Zeke Elliott for some reason. Because nobody will trade for a running back, so I guess you got to trade this $20 million contract.
Hey, they re-signed Michael Gallup.
You know what's funny is as soon as I remember when they signed this contract, it was 5 for $100. Mm-hmm. I remember you and I were talking. You were like, "Wow, that's a lot of money." I was like, "He is not seeing year 3 of that deal." And sure enough, here we are. He is not seeing year 3 of that. Well, he's not seeing year 3 of that deal in Dallas. He is actually seeing year 3 of the deal. It's just not there. Now they had a 2-year window and it shut. So he was the cat. I thought the casualty was going to be DeMarcus Lawrence, honestly, but
he almost was.
He almost was. But the casualties ended up being Amari Cooper and Randy Gregory, which is even funnier.
All right, next one. Do we have one more? I think we have one more. Oh yeah, Yannick
Ngakoue
was traded for Rock Ya-Sin.
Yannick Ngakoue for Rock Ya-Sin is one of those rare
win-wins.
It fits the Raiders and it fits the Colts. The one knock I'm going to give is this is a draft with a lot of DNs. A lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of DNs.
A lot of first-rounders, too.
Yeah. Well, the Colts don't have one of those. But
which is why you had to make this trade.
Which is why you probably had to make this trade. But there was still plenty of it in the second. I don't know if you had to give up one of your best corner for this.
So the way the Colts saw this, right, is they brought in Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley is a zone type of guy. So Rock Ya-Sin doesn't really fit that team anymore. And they needed Yannick, and Yannick has only played his best with Gus Bradley. This is a win-win, but also it's not an A for both teams. And it's not really an A minus. I'm going to give it a B. And the reason is both of these guys are on their last year before they need extensions.
Right.
It's probably why this was a 1-for-1 swap.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to have to pay both of these guys. And for Rock Ya-Sin, coming into the Raiders currently as CB1,
mm-hmm.
that might turn into like a $15-16 million contract.
Right.
And then with Yannick, he's currently making, I think it's $11 million. If you extend him, he's not going to extend for $11 million this time. Because if you're going to want to extend him, he had another solid year. It'll probably be 15 or 16 million also. Maybe even more the way defensive ends are going.
Right.
So this is a B for both teams. Win-win, but there's a little bit of an issue for both of them.
Fair enough.
All right, let's move on to... I think we can move on to all the other free agents now.
You want to do the windfall?
We're going to do...
Or you want to do the big switch teams, guys?
We'll do the big switch ones first.
Okay.
Yeah. Von Miller is a Buffalo Bill.
For a lot of money.
6 years, 120, wasn't it?
140.
140. He's not going to see all of that.
No, no. He will not.
But this is an A+.
Yeah.
And this is an A+ because Buffalo spent free agency watching the AFC West make all these moves. And they realize they're going to need to buff up their team in order to even handle whoever comes out of the AFC West.
I'm sorry, I was mistaken. 120.
Okay. So yeah, go get yourself Von Miller. And it was a good move. A+. You're going to keep on track with everybody.
Yeah, we were ready to crown George Patton, the GM of the Broncos, the other day as just a complete genius. Mm-hmm. Well, it's still a good trade for Russell Wilson, but not as unbelievable as it would have been had you been able to also net Von Miller back.
Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with Randy Gregory now, because that's Von Miller's replacement.
Right.
So Von Miller, I think we can both agree, great move.
Yeah.
Contract's not really a problem. A+ with the Bills.
Buffalo extends their standing as what Abteen and I have said off camera as us believing they might be the best team in the AFC. In an unbelievably strong AFC, that's probably your best team top to bottom. They're a running back, probably a WR2 away from being really tough to deal with.
And that's what the draft's for.
Yeah.
Randy Gregory to the Broncos because they're connected. Sure. This is a B for me. Randy Gregory's past isn't great, but he's also a pretty solid pass rusher.
You know what's funny is I really loved him coming out of Nebraska. Loved him. And then the drug issue started to spike up. The suspensions hit. I'm glad he's out of Dallas because he is a capable player. He's actually a very quality pass rusher. He does on the field. He pretty much does everything well. I find it funny that he had what?
Sorry, David Ojabu just tweeted, basically confirming that he suffered an injury. He said, "God got me. I'm going to be back stronger than ever. All part of my story."
It's probably a bad one.
Yeah,
that's a shame. It's a damn shame. Prayers up for Ojabu. I hope you get well soon. Mm-hmm. Well, I say get well soon. It sounds like a sickness. Then I hope you get better soon. Get your body right.
I hope your injury will take less time than Cam Akers.
Yeah, and oh my God, Cam Akers is bionic. Randy Gregory's a good consolation prize for Von Miller, especially considering the difference in financial commitment.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd rather have Von Miller.
Yeah,
it's a tier below that. It's a good pass rusher, but it's not Von Miller.
Sticking with AFC West pass rushers, Chandler Jones to the Raiders.
This is a weird one for me because he was a guy that even you said it last week. He started last season incredibly strong and tapered off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when or if age is going to catch up with him. He's a physical specimen. He's a beast, and he's a good leader. We'll see. I think it's a good fit. I don't hate the fit. McDaniels is clearly putting his Patriot imprint on it. I'm comfortable giving it a B.
It's a B+. I mean, I need leaders on my defense. He's a clear leader.
No. That's why you drafted Cleveland Farrell 4th overall.
Yeah.
I will never stop. Never. Although, actually, we do need to make a minor announcement.
What?
Unless the Raiders acquire a first-round pick, I can't make a prediction, which is really a shame. I know everybody loves it. And by everybody, I mean me. But because I'm right all the time.
Don't I owe you a steak dinner?
You owe me 2 of them. Well, you owe me. Now, you didn't bet on Leatherwood, but you did. He owes me Henry Ruggs is sad to talk about now. But yes, I nailed that about a year in advance. So that was epic work. Leatherwood, I nailed a week out, and you were like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then I bent, and I went to Barmore because I was like, well, maybe they're not that stupid. But they were. So, yeah, without a 1, and hell, without a 2, I can't even come close. When are we going to do? Predict your 3rd round pick? I can't do that.
You know what? Actually, you should just try.
Maybe. Whoever runs the best, I'll go down the list. Whoever ran the best 40, I'll pick him. Whoever ran the best 40, no. Probably in your secondary. Probably the fastest secondary player. I'll pick him for the 3rd.
Anyways,
we'll get to that. But
Chandler Jones. What
Chandler
was it?
Jones, I'll give it a B. It's a solid B.
All right. Allen Robinson joined the Rams.
Why?
Wide receiver 3.
Why? What are you doing, LA? I mean, you just won a Super Bowl. Maybe I should stop questioning your methods, but golly.
I mean, I'm happy he didn't go to me.
I would have rather him go to you.
I'd rather him go to you.
You know what? Same. I need to find out if I have a quarterback. And right now, I can't. Right now, I can't figure it out because all I got is Devontae Smith, who weighs less than this water bottle sitting on this table, and Dallas Goedert. That's all I got.
I have 2 grades for this.
Go
for
ahead.
Allen Robinson, this is a C.
Okay.
This is your best.
Wait, whoa. What are you talking about? He's a C.
This is the best.
Robinson?
Yeah, this is the best quarterback he's ever played with.
Yes.
Okay. That's obvious.
He gets to live in Los Angeles. He gets a Brinks truck of cash, and he gets to play with Matt Stafford.
Cool, but he's wide receiver 3 at best.
Who gives a crap? What does he care? I would love to get paid that amount of money and not get targeted that much.
Anyways, don't draft him in fantasy again.
Probably not.
For the Rams, this is an A+ to me because he came in cheap. Robert Woods and Odell Beckham, who apparently they still want to bring back in,
Makes no sense.
both coming off of ACL. So you did actually need some security there. And for Van Jefferson, this is an F. You need to request a trade.
Get out.
Yeah.
Van's a WR2 on a lot of teams in this league. And
come to me.
Van, have you seen what WR2s are getting these days? Did you see what Christian Kirk got paid? Get out. Run fast. You're good at that. The man had the best day ever at the Super Bowl, and since then it's just been downhill. I'm kidding. Van's doing fine.
Nothing has happened since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, nothing except for this.
All right.
Van's fine. I'm just being a dumbass.
Let's move back to the AFC West because J.C. Jackson
That's also
is a Charger. J.C. Jackson is a Charger. A+ for the Chargers. Now,
I actually don't love JC Jackson.
yeah, so this is the problem with J.C. Jackson, right? He is Mr. Interception, which also means he's Mr. Super Aggressive, which also means you can go over the top. I think he'll work out. I don't really have much problems with it. Should they have gone for a different CB this year? No. But next year, there's probably going to be a better CB than JC Jackson available. I think last year there was. I don't know. What do you have to say about JC Jackson?
I don't think he's one of this league's elite corners. I just don't. Like, I get it. I know he's a good one. But when's the last time a corner left New England and played well? They don't. Malcolm Butler left, didn't play that well. Logan Ryan wasn't a corner. He was a safety, but he left and he didn't play well. Like, it's just, they don't, it doesn't seem to work. Patrick Chung, another safety, left, played like crap in Philly. It doesn't seem to work too well. So,
Brazil Douglas. Wasn't he a Patriot?
No, he was an Eagle.
Okay.
Don't remind me of that. How dare you?
Right now he's playing well.
How dare you?
I'm pretty sure he spent a year in New England, didn't he?
No, you're thinking of Jalen. You're thinking of Jalen Mills.
I am thinking of Jalen.
Yeah, you're thinking of Jalen Mills. He's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if I'm not mistaken, Razul's entire track record, I think, is Philly, Carolina, and Green Bay. I think that's it.
Okay.
He got cut in Carolina too. So
well, now he's going to make a big time amount of money.
You know what? The way he played last year, dude deserves it. I'm a Razul guy. I did not want him to be cut. I thought it was odd when Philly cut him. I was not a fan. But yeah, no, I think JC's a fine player. I'm going to give it a B-. I'm not that thrilled with it. It doesn't matter. You know, you needed a corner in that division. You needed the corner,
and that's why it's an A.
Yeah,
to me, because
so here's the problem though, Ibtine. The Eagles needed a corner like 5 years ago. I know I'm using the Eagles as a crutch here, but it does apply. The Eagles needed a corner desperately, like 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe even 6 years ago. It was my first year of undergrad. What year was that? 2014 or 15? It was Chip Kelly's last year. And who was the top corner on the market that year? Out of Seattle, Byron Maxwell.
Oh, God.
Right. Okay. Byron Maxwell. We gave him 6 for $63. He sucked. He sucked so hard that the Eagles had to trade him and Kiko Alonso and the 13th overall pick for pick number 8. We moved up 5 spots to get him out. And now, granted, that 8 turned into Carson Wentz at number 2, but I digress. It's not always the case. And I will tell you, I'm not going to make this prediction yet. I don't know which team in the AFC West is going to bust. One of them's gonna. One of the AFC West teams is going to be just not good. Because I'm not going to believe that all 4 of them are making the playoffs. One of them is going to miss.
I think one of them misses, but I don't think it's because they're not good. I just think at some point there's just too much infighting.
I think one of those suckers is going to just underperform hard.
I could see the 4th place team having 9 wins and missing the playoffs. That's actually what I'm expecting.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
I think that's everybody. Let's move on to just the list of free agents.
Time for the speed round. By the way, this is going way faster than we thought it would.
We're just going to give a grade and we're going to move on. If one of them feels like we need to talk about it, we'll know just by saying it.
Yeah.
Zadarius Smith is still a free agent after churning away from the Ravens.
This is a weird one because he gets cut by Green Bay. Mm-hmm. The Ravens, it's announced or reported that he has a deal in place with the Ravens, and that deal dies. And since then, nothing more on the Zadarius Smith front.
The rumor is that the deal died because he wanted more money after seeing the Von Miller and Chandler Jones contracts.
I would too. I don't know what his contract was before. I don't know what it was with Baltimore. But yeah.
He might get it. People are going to start getting desperate.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Jake Matthews. Falcons extended Jake Matthews. The Falcons didn't. By the way, the grade for Atlanta in the Deshaun Watson thing is like a T. It's like as far down the alphabet as you want to go. They get a Z for that. It was awful.
They ruined one relationship for Deshaun Watson.
The Atlanta Falcons listen, I have a lot of respect for the owner, Arthur Blank. He's a good person. He's done a lot of good in the NFL. This is a rare Arthur Blank L. The Falcons blow leads all the time. This is the first time I've seen Atlanta blow a lead. Yeah. This is the first time I've seen Atlanta blow a lead in the offseason. But Arthur Blank takes rare L's, and this was the one.
I mean, Kyle Pitts tweeted out that Atlanta was looking dangerous.
Yeah. Jake Matthews extended, though. That's a dub. It's a good deal. JC Jackson, Chargers, we already discussed.
Mitch Morse, Bills extension. You got to do it. Yeah.
Good. You saw what just happened to Cincinnati in the Super Bowl? You need an O-line. Good.
Speaking of O-line, Brandon Scherf is a Jaguar.
Yeah, by the way, everybody is a Jaguar. If we don't say a team on this, expect that they're a Jaguar.
A.
Yeah, that's an A. I love Brandon. I'm a huge Brandon Scherf guy. It's an A+++ because he's exactly the type of O-lineman Doug Peterson likes, and he's out of my division, which is a good thing. I don't like playing against him.
Congrats on getting Aiden Hutchinson, Jaguar fans.
That smells like it.
Billy Turner was cut by the Packers.
Another odd move.
This is a D for me. Yeah, Billy Turner can play all around the offensive line. It's not just right tackle. He can play guard. I mean, I think he even played left tackle for the Packers in their playoff loss.
Green Bay blew their load on Aaron Rodgers, didn't they?
They did.
This is brutal. Is it possible that Green Bay can't acquire any new talent because nobody wants to, because people don't want to play with Aaron Rodgers? Is that possible?
Totally. I mean, who knows? Devontae Adams didn't.
Is it possible that Devontae Adams didn't want to play with him anymore? Is that possible?
Yeah, probably.
That's a shame. Then Green Bay just got taken for a ride.
I mean, do you want to play with Q Aaron or do you want to play with your best friend from college?
Q Aaron.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you just come up with that or is that the internet?
That's the internet.
I had not heard that one before, and that's genius.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Good work, internet, as there's a drive into deep left.
Emmanuel Ogbah re-signed with Miami Dolphins. This is a win for me. I mean, I know it's a lot of money, but he is
it's
a good
more
player.
Than he should get.
He's a good player.
I am a fan of Emmanuel Ogbah, and even so, I think this is too much cash for him. 4 for 65 just doesn't hit the ear right with regards to Ogbah. But he's a B+ player. It's just it's a C to C- money. It's odd. I don't value him that high. I value him, but I don't know if it's that high.
Joe Noteboom to the Rams.
Back to the Rams. Needed it. Another O-lineman.
Yeah.
Keep it intact. You saw what you just did to Cincinnati. Don't let it happen to you. Don't be like Joe Burrow. I can do a PSA. Don't be like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow will become frail. You want to talk about a guy that's going to have durability issues? It's Joe Burrow, and it's not going to be his fault. Actually, you know what? You know what? It is going to be his fault. Because, damn it, they should have Penny Sewell, and he talked them out of it. It's his fault. I blame Joe Burrow now.
Didn't we have this conversation about
Yes, that's why I'm bringing it up again.
And you were like, whose fault is it really for Joe Burrow? Did Joe kill Joe?
Did Joe kill Joe Burrow? It's possible. Chase Edmonds, Dolphins.
This is a win. The contract's cheap. They needed a running back.
Yeah, but here's the problem. This is not the only Dolphin running back transaction you're going to hear on this list, which seems to be par for the course for Miami. But it's even more par for the course for a guy like Mike McDaniel, who is a running back fiend because he was in San Fran. So, and also it's NFC West running back heading to go play for McDaniel. That makes sense to me.
Also, Chase Edmonds has never been a one. There's always been someone behind him. I mean, Kenyon Drake was the one, and Chase Edmonds was behind him. And then when Drake left, it's Chase Edmonds and James Conner. We'll get to James Conner.
Yeah.
Alex Kappa to Cincinnati from Tampa Bay. A+++++++.
That's what you need to do. Now you're doing the good things. Now you're doing the right thing. Protect the boy. Protect the boy.
Speaking of James Conner got extended by the Cardinals for cheap.
Very team friendly. $7 million a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be overstated enough how unbelievable the story of James Conner is.
Oh yeah.
The guy had actual cancer, and he has now become one of the NFL's better running backs. The guy had like 1 million touchdowns last year. The guy had an unreal season. I am so happy that he still has a consistently good NFL career. I'm so happy for him.
And with Chase Edmonds gone, that means James Conner is rising in fantasy.
He's your bell cow, period. Jarvis Landry, released by the Cleveland Browns to try to get away from Baker Mayfield.
Probably a good idea, but we'll see where he ends up.
Yeah, Cleveland, you already needed wide receivers. This makes it even more of a need. I don't care if Amari Cooper comes in. You still need them. Who is that?
Oh, that is Jarius Williams. The Darius Williams, not Jarius. I don't know why you typed Jarius.
I said Jarius? Who is that?
Darius Williams is a corner from the
Yes,
Los Angeles Rams. And he went to the Jaguars for a lot of money.
Yay! Like we said, $10 million a year, 3 years, 30. Like we said, generally speaking, if it's a free agent on this list, it's a Jaguar. The Bills. This isn't a free agent announcement. The Bills secured $1 billion from the government for a new stadium. Good. From the city. It's from the city. Good.
Yeah.
Keep Buffalo.
Good for the Bills.
Keep the Bills in Buffalo. That feels right.
Sucks for the city's taxes.
Frank Clark restructured by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Just to keep him. Just, you know what happened? They saw all the pass rushers that were coming into the AFC West, and they're like, fine, we won't throw you away, I guess.
Yeah. By the way, I feel like we should have mentioned this before. Ebteen's camera is a little bit lesser quality today because he's on the move. He's using a different camera, so sorry. Not a big deal.
It'll be fixed. It'll be fixed next week.
Yeah, just, bear with us. It happens. We're not really producing the video that well. Mitchell Trubisky, one of our favorites, heads to Pittsburgh to presumably become the starter.
The Trubisky.
And he got a couple of bucks. Nothing crazy, but a couple of bucks.
You know who this is an F for? The New York Giants.
I was going to say the Bears. But
okay.
But yeah, the Giants, it's a big F for the Giants.
Because going into free agency 4
they wanted
weeks, for weeks we heard the Giants want Mitchell Trubisky, and he's like, nah, Pittsburgh. I'm going to join the AFC.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
For Pittsburgh, this is an A+. You needed a bridge quarterback. You're not competing right now. I'm a little worried about your defense because you have a defense that's ready now, but you don't have an offense that is. So go draft a quarterback.
Agreed.
Larry Ogunjobi. Ogunjobi was going to be a Chicago Bear, but then he failed his physical. He's still available. We'll see what happens there. Usually when this happens, the player goes back to their old team. So if the Bengals can get him back for cheap, that's a win.
It's a win. Quandre Diggs sticking around in Seattle.
He was the good safety.
Yeah. God. How sad is that?
You know, Jamal Adams got traded for more than Devontae Adams.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Not. It's not. It's a different situation.
I mean, they both had to get a new contract.
And also, Seattle has proven time and time again to be a little bit sus with their transactions.
Oh, I'm sorry. What happened with my? I thought you were gonna say with their draft picks. I was gonna say, what have my draft picks been?
Oh no, your draft picks don't. Your draft picks are so consistently terrible.
They can't hurt me now.
Honestly, it's a good thing. I was gonna say it's a good thing you don't have them because now you can't blow them.
Anyways, A for Seattle. Why did Quandre Diggs do this?
Yeah, Quandre, run, dude. You're a good safety. Why are you
would have
sticking
gotten
around
this
Seattle?
money? You would have gotten this money anyways.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have given it to you in Philly. Come reunite with your boy Darius Slay. Why not?
I mean, the Baltimore Ravens made a move with the safety. I'm sure they would have actually preferred you.
They added a better safety.
They did? I don't know about that.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely added a better safety.
The Bengals said one wasn't enough, so they went for two.
Cincinnati, any O lineman you signed S tier. I don't care. He could have one leg. I don't give a damn. Let me put it this way. You could say one isn't enough. Two isn't enough either. 7 isn't enough. Get more of them. All of them. All of them. All of the time. Can I interest you in offensive linemen? All of the time. Their entire draft should be O-line. The entire draft.
Everything and everything. All of the time.
We all know the reference I was trying to make. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Jags added. I'm taking this one from you. The Jags added linebacker Foye Oluokun, who I will never forget as being the linebacker on special teams that had a monster game on, I think it was Thanksgiving, where he just could not stop receiving onside kicks from Young Waku. I think he got 2 of them in a row. And I think he got one of them, and it was ruled like a penalty, and then he got the one after the penalty. Guy's a beast. Love him. S tier. Love it. Love that he plays for Jacksonville. They paid him too much money, though. They definitely.
Yeah. It's not an S tier move.
It's S tier. I love him.
I'm just going to talk about this right now because they cut Miles Jack to do this move. And he's a Steeler now.
Yeah, for a lot less money.
Yeah. Steelers, that's a great move. I think Brian Flores will get the most out of him. For Miles Jack, damn, you've fallen.
Yeah.
Jets, bring in Laken Tomlinson. Protect the boy. The Titans signed Jamarco Jones because they needed to do something.
They also signed Austin Hooper. These are both just like meh. Okay, cool. Congrats. You still have Ryan Tannehill. I don't care. The Jets added Connor McGovern. Or do they keep Connor McGovern? I forget where he plays all the time.
Wasn't he on Dallas?
Who cares? No, that's Connor Williams.
Okay.
Anyways,
Connor McGovern.
He's a center, and he played for the Jets and the Broncos. Did he play for the Jets the most recently?
Oh, no, Broncos was the most recent, I remember.
He was a Jet.
Okay.
He's been a Jet. He stayed there. Yippee! Whatever, B.
DJ Chark.
I am so mad.
How did DJ Chark get a 1-year deal and the Jaguars decided to pay Christian Kirk?
We'll get to Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
But Chark to the Lions, I'm going to give this an A.
I think they should have done a 2-year deal. So, like, I mean,
por qué not cinco? I'm terrible at Spanish.
Anyways, DJ Shark, this is a
5.
good move. This is a good move. Good
Great.
wide receiver. Roger Saffold, Bills. Yep. Good idea.
Also, good idea. Protect the boy. Although your boy runs, so I don't know how well we're protecting him anyway. But yeah, do it anyway.
Hassan Reddick to the Eagles.
Yes. Big yes. Yeah, I like it. Anytime you're going to bring a Temple dude home to Philly, I'm about it. Especially one this good. Just use him the right way. He's a pass rusher. Use him like it. Use him the correct way, and we're going to be very happy with that signing.
BJ Hill to the Bengals. A++.
Yeah,
you kept the right defensive tackle.
Yes, you did.
All right, Christian Kirk is here now.
All right, Kirk Doggy, let's rip you in half. 4 years for 72 up to 84. Jacksonville, what are doing? What are doing?
He's making more than Devontae Adams this year.
What?
And
in the name of all that is curse word.
I'm gonna get this contract out just to make sure.
Go ahead. What in the name of curse word is this? This is like getting smacked in the head with a brick entering free agency. This doesn't make any sense. This is the one deal where you're just like, what?
He's making 22.5 this year.
By the way, I just kept scrolling and I realized how much more we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is just this is all still legal tampering, guys.
Yeah.
This isn't even league year yet.
So he's making 22.5 this year. Now, this is structured pretty well. Like, I think most of it is actually just signing bonus. So then it's fine. His base salary is $1,500. His cap hit is
$1,500.
1.5 million.
I'm sorry, his base salary is $15 million.
Yeah. No, his base salary is $1.5 million.
Okay, you said $1,500. I'm like,
yeah, I know.
It's like I don't pay that in rent. Like I pay that in rent.
He's still making $22.5 million this year. Devontae Adams' base salary is $3.5 million. He's making $23.35 million. Anyways, he's close, and that's disgusting.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
There were rumors before this contract was signed that he was going to make over $18 million a year, and every single NFL reporter is like, they're like, the numbers we are hearing are disgusting. What are Jaguars doing?
It's shocking. I like Christian Kirk. I didn't know anybody was capable of liking him this much.
He hasn't had 1K yards, and you're paying him like a wide receiver top 5.
Yeah, there's that meme. You know that meme with like the 4 soldiers and the clown standing in between them?
Yeah, I know that meme well.
Yeah, Christian Kirk's the clown.
Yeah.
And like the others are like Nuke, Adams, Cup, and insert and Diggs. Who cares?
God, what is Cup going to get paid in the next contract?
Controlling ownership stake of the Rams. Like it doesn't make any sense. Devondre Campbell, or do you want to stay on Kirk?
I want to talk about this contract.
Okay.
He makes 22.5 first year. Second year, 16.5. There's an out in 2024.
They're going to use that out.
That out has a $10 million dead cap associated with it.
Nobody cares. Take it.
They don't use that out. He makes 16.5 2024 and 2025.
Take the out. I understand having to figure out something about Trevor Lawrence. I understand surrounding him with weapons and surrounding him with
why didn't you
be better? But
why didn't you pay Allen Robinson this?
Well, because he was in Jacksonville before.
So
nobody remremembers that. Did you forget that for a second?
No. But I'm like, I don't think Allen Robinson would say no. You give him this amount of money.
He might.
Anyways, his total guarantees, if the full contract goes, which it's not going to, is $65 million. His guarantee at signing is $22,750,000. So that's the one he's probably going to get. I mean, that's the one he does get. Anyways, let's move on.
I still wouldn't have drawn this contract up. This would have been my first draft, and I would have thrown it into the garbage.
This is an S for Christian Kirk.
Oh, Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk, just Sam Bradford, the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
He's not that bad, but like, he's not this. Watch Kirk explode next year.
If he gets more than 1,000, then fine. I'm okay with it at this point.
Yeah, this is wild.
Devondre Campbell's a Packer, 5 for 50.
Eagles were in on him. I was pissed that we didn't get him, but then we got Riddick, so I was okay again. A-. Guy had a lot of tackles last year. He played a fantastic season. Worth the money.
Yep, agreed. All around. Lyle Collins has been cut. He's still meeting with Cincy.
Yeah, do not let him leave the building. Do not let him exit. He's leaving Dallas for this. Do not let him leave the building. Keep him in it. Joe, run over there and padlock all the doors twice.
I think he's having dinner with him.
I don't care. Feed him. Sell him your house. I don't care. Whatever he needs to have to stay.
Buy him a car.
Buy him a car. Buy him a stadium.
You know why I said that?
Put his name on the stadium. Lyle Collins Stadium.
Why I said that is because Derek Carr a year ago was like, we're going to get Devontae Adams, and if we do, I'm going to buy him a car when he gets here. So now I'm waiting for the car picture.
What car do you think it's going to be, though?
Corvette.
Oh, come on.
Right? It's got to be expensive, right?
You do better than that. It's going to be something Italian. It's going to be something Italian or like a Tesla.
These are two Fresno kids. What if it's just a pickup truck?
Just a crappy one, too. It's not even nice.
All right. Cedric Wilson is a Dolphin.
Kirk's total guarantee is, by the way, a 37. His total guarantee is a 37.
No, his total guarantee if he gets through the entire contract.
No, yes, but the one he's reasonably going to get. Yeah. Cedric Wilson leaving Dallas, heading to Miami. I'll give that a B, B+. You needed a wide receiver, too.
It makes sense for Cedric Wilson.
Yeah, it does. Makes a lot of sense. Miami, it makes sense for Miami, too. Can we stop pretending Devontae Parker is even in the league? Because he just vanishes with, injuries constantly.
I thought you were going to say Will Fuller.
Well, he's a free agent again. So he played for Miami and did nothing. So
also sweeping prediction, Cleveland, you're getting Will Fuller. Moving on.
Good. Just don't take snaps away from Peoples-Jones since he is the Peoples-Jones.
Teddy Bridgewater is a Miami Dolphin.
Cool.
I don't like this move.
I do. You need a backup in this league.
Yeah, you need
Tua.
You need a backup, but why are you getting a backup with plenty of starter experience?
Because McDaniel doesn't. It's McDaniel's first year. Consider the fact that he did not select Tua.
I know, but also you're trying to build this kid up, right?
Maybe
don't put another quarterback.
Maybe he's trying to rip him in half. You don't know.
Well, CJ Stroud's not worth it. Or Bryce Young.
I am so scared of next year's quarterback class.
Yeah.
It's just the top two quarterbacks. People are like, oh yeah, they're great. I think they're both trash. Carlton Davis back to Tampa. Yeah, once Brady came back, everybody was, except for Alex Kappa and Ali Marpet. Lol. Evan Ingram to Jacksonville. What?
You needed a tight end, but you got Evan Ingram instead.
He's not bad. You know what's funny is the other day, Epstein and I were talking about, remember, if any of y'all remember the tight end class, the year of, I think it was the Trubisky, Mahomes, and Watson year. The tight end class was David Njoku, Evan Ingram, and OJ Howard. And the debate constantly was who's the best one, who's the best one. The question now is who's the worst one, because none of them have really panned out that well. Evan Ingram default has to be because he made a Pro Bowl, but so what? He didn't really earn it. OJ Howard's probably the worst because he just gets hurt constantly.
And he's a Buffalo Bill.
And now he's a Bill, which is the next thing on our list. He's now a Bill at like $3 million, 3.5 or something, which is good because free Cameron Brate, because I think he's a way better tight end anyway. And he just is forgotten there in Tampa. But Njoku is probably the best of the the three in reality. I love Njoku. I think he's a really talented player. And now we got him on the tag up in Cleveland. Can we also refocus for 1 second that the Jaguars paid Brendan Scherf a Brinks truck, but they are also paying Cam Robinson a Brinks truck. Why are you paying Cam Robinson a Brinks truck? Unhappy. Anyway, go ahead. Were you going to say Taven Bryan?
Yeah, speaking of the Browns, Taven Bryan's there. Cool.
Yeah, lit.
You're not getting Jadeveon Clowney back.
He's a bust. Taven Bryan is a bust. I hope you remember that. I hope you know that when you say he is a bust. DeMarcus Lawrence, 3 for 30, fully guaranteed.
Good for him.
Okay, good. Randy Gregory left. You kind of had to do this.
Yeah.
CJ Uzomah over to the Jets. He's probably not relevant anymore. It's a shame. I liked him. Rip the career of CJ Uzomah.
Zach Wilson's going to take everything nice and throw it into the trash.
It is a damn shame that he now plays for the Jets. I am sad. I am very sad. Xavier Woods, Carolina. Carolina might be the new graveyard of the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm
Matt
scared.
Rule. What did you do?
We were so supportive of them. And
we were so happy.
What have they done for us since then? Sadness and regret.
Just they wasted Christian McCaffrey.
Big sad. Epic big sad. Zay Jones to Jacksonville for $10 million a year.
What did Nelson Aguilar get?
12.
So
this is less dumb. But it's still dumb.
I'm just liking the fact that Carr's last 2 wide receiver 2s, and yes, Zay Jones was my wide receiver 2 last year. You want to know who the wide receiver 1 was? Hunter Renfrow. I love him.
Yeah, this is funny stuff.
They're getting paid.
They're getting paid.
Now I think the 30 million is with incentives, and I think the base pay is 8 million. I think I remember.
Don't give a crap.
Yeah,
who cares? It's still too much.
Also, Zay, get a haircut.
Also, you and I like Zay Jones. I don't want this to get lost here.
No. I'm sad I'm losing him.
I love the guy. I am very critical. I was unbelievably critical of the Mayock front office during the Raiders time. But I remember where I was when you guys traded for Zay Jones. I remember texting you immediately. You got Zay Jones, and you were like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "I love it," and I thought it was a great trade. Turned out to be good value, and now he plays for someone else because every good thing that happened when the Raiders had Gruden and Mayock has left. All the good is gone.
Except Josh Jacobs.
But at least you have Cleveland Farrell.
And Josh Jacobs.
And he'll be gone in a year.
Oh, and Colton Miller.
He won't be gone.
Yeah.
That's everybody. And by the way, that's everybody. And he's Colton Miller as the resident O-line enthusiast. He's here. The average NFL O-lineman is here. Okay, he's above it. Who's the best tackle in the NFL?
I don't know anymore.
I'll do someone that isn't. Lane Johnson is not the best tackle in the NFL.
Is it Trent Williams?
No, he's too old. But Lane Johnson is here. He's higher. Colton Miller's good. He's not elite.
Who is the best tackle in the NFL?
I have to repanel it. I used to just know this like that, but I don't anymore. As far as O-line.
There are some quality ones, though.
There are some very quality ones. That's my problem with Colton Miller. There are a lot better than him. But he's fine. He's not a bad lineman at all. The best O-lineman in the NFL is Quinton Nelson. I'm not questioning that at all. Yeah. But he's interior. So the best tackle, I don't remember. I would have to look through all of them.
DJ Jones is a Bronco.
Good signing. You needed a D lineman. Do it.
Justin Reed is a Chief.
You needed a safety because you're losing Tyron. That's a high quality, high IQ safety. And Justin Reed, epic win. You get to leave Houston. Epic win.
I'm just going to throw this in there while we're talking about the Chiefs. Juju Smith-Schuster to the Chiefs. Very cheap.
Very cheap. It's a 1-year deal again, huh?
Yeah.
Juju is just making a living doing that. Just doing TikTok dances and 1-year deals. I just heard the loudest motorcycle in the world pass.
And now he gets to do it with Jackson Mahomes.
I live not on the ground floor of an apartment building. I don't know how I'm hearing those that loud.
The Baltimore Ravens bringing in Michael Pierce after the Vikings cut him, I think 2 days ago.
Sure. I mean, it fixes the Za'Darius Smith fiasco a little bit. I like Pierce. Good player.
Tre'Davious Ward from the Chiefs to the Niners. I don't hate this move. He's been solid for the Chiefs.
Charvarius Ward.
Charvarius. Oh, you spelled it wrong.
I did initially, and then I fixed it.
Charvarius Ward. He was solid for the Chiefs. This isn't that bad of a move. CBs were kind of weak this year in free agency.
CBs were so weak in free agency this year that for about a week, I thought people were just misspelling Chandrick West when they were talking about Chardavius Ward. Or Charvarius Ward. There's not even a D in it. I saw Chiefs and Ward, and I'm like, Charcandrick West is what you mean, right? And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's not 2018. Okay. James Daniels to Pittsburgh. This is one of my top 5 moves of the offseason so far, actually.
Very underrated.
I love this move. He's a 24-year-old. I just dropped a pen. He is a 24-year-old guard, interior lineman that the Steelers so desperately needed. I am very the Steelers have had I'm like shaking this in front of my face, and it's a bad move. The Steelers have had a very quietly strong offseason so far. Trubisky makes it lull, but there's a lot of good that's coming out of the Pittsburgh offseason. The Steelers understand that they are not true blue contenders. They get it. So there you go. I like the James Daniel move. I like it a lot.
They got him cheap too. It was a very good move.
They did.
JC Treader. Yeah, JC Treader was cut by the Cleveland Browns, and Cincinnati should give him a call.
Yeah, well, it's an O lineman, and he breathes air. Cincinnati should add him.
James Washington went to Dallas. The funny thing about this is Des Bryant told everybody about this 4 days earlier.
Yeah, Des Bryant, elite level reporting skills, bro. Marcus Williams from New Orleans to Baltimore, 5 for 70.
Got the best safety in the market.
Best safety on the market.
Speaking of safeties.
Speaking of the actual best safety on the market, Tyrann Mathieu still out there.
I think Marcus Williams might actually be better. Tyrann Mathieu's getting a little old.
Today, Tyrann Mathieu is the better player, but Marcus Williams has the higher trajectory to go.
Tyrann Mathieu is still available, and I want him.
Speaking of safeties that used to be better than they are now, Anthony Harris staying in Philadelphia for a year. Speaking of people staying in Philadelphia for the year, Boston Scott doing the same thing, not sure why. And then speaking of Philadelphia one last time, Fletcher Cox was released, but is expected to be back. Yippee. And actually, I lied because there's 2 more former Eagles that have chosen new destinations. Alex Singleton to Denver. Denver, fair warning. If you use him to start on defense, you are going to have a sub-20 defense. And San Francisco adding Hassan Ridgeway, hopefully as a rotational defensive tackle, because if he's playing more snaps than that, you're screwed. Done with the Eagles.
Can you say this one, though?
Yes, I will. Younghoe Koo. Staying with the Atlanta Falcons. Love the Younghoe. Another former Charger kicker that's just having good success somewhere else.
Yeah, Minnesota and the Chargers.
Have I mentioned Michael Badgley is probably going to unseat Rodrigo Blankenship as the Colts kicker?
Ooh.
Every Charger kicker just thrives elsewhere. And I grew up with Mike Badgley. I played youth sports with Michael Badgley in Summit, New Jersey. Good on you, kid. Keep doing it.
Speaking of special teams, Johnny Hecker was cut and now is a Packer. Not a Packer,
Panther.
Goddamn.
Panther. Different P. Different P.
I don't know why the Rams did this. Probably for some cap relief. This is the one good move the Panthers have done.
So far, yes. I'm not sure why Hecker chose this. If I were Hecker, I just would have stayed. I don't know.
I would have taken this one.
What?
I would have taken less money.
Yeah.
Anyways, Russell Gage to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they were really so weak at receiver. DJ Reed to the Jets.
Good move.
Sure. Juju Kansas City.
Solid.
Jordan Whitehead also to the Jets.
Solid DB is going to the Jets.
I was told, Chris, the editor told me that I sometimes lose my energy toward the end of episodes. What do you expect? I'm talking about the Jets. I have no energy. They don't deserve my energy.
Shaq Mason
was traded to Tampa to replace the retired Ali Marpet for a 5th round pick.
Good move.
5th round pick. Why does Tom Brady just end up with everything he wants? Everything he wants. Yay, I get to have it for late round picks. Screw you. Go away. You were gone. It was the happiest month of my life. I've never been happier in my life. and now he's back. And I want to die. Jordan Hicks, not back to, he's never played for them. Minnesota.
Okay.
Cool. Tyrod Taylor is a Giant. Cool.
This is an A+. You want to know why this is an A+?
You're gonna grade this one?
Yeah, this one deserves a grade. So every single time Tyrod Taylor has been given a starting job, and he will get this job. Whoever they draft to replace him turns out to be, pretty okay. Like Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
So Giants, you made the right move.
Sure. Morgan Moses is a Baltimore Raven.
Good idea.
Cool. Marcus May, New Orleans Saint. May is an interesting character because he was tagged at one point for some reason.
Replacement. He just got injured.
It's a good replacement. Well, according to your logic, FT, now his career is over.
Exactly.
He was injured a little. He was injured a little.
He wasn't injured a little. I think he tore his Achilles. Or was an ACL.
Cam Akers has something to say about that. Jakeem Grant to the Browns. That's like the smarter move that the Browns have made in the last 48 hours. Bilal Nichols to the Raiders. I don't care.
I had no defensive tackles.
I just don't care. Brashard Perriman, Tampa. I hate you. I hate this. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Carl Nassib was cut. F. Hard F.
I'm gonna miss him.
Such a good play. I get the money.
He wasn't worth the money.
I know he wasn't worth the money. Somebody will pick him up.
Probably Tampa.
He played for Tampa already.
I know.
Aikman and Buck, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, leaving Fox to go call Monday Night Football on ESPN.
This is an A++++.
It's a smart move. Although I will tell you, I'm still going to watch the Manning cast. I wasn't watching the Manning cast just because the feed was crap. I was watching the Manning cast because it's funny. And Monday Night Football games tend to be crap.
Who did Amazon get?
That's not done yet, but I think they're trying to get Al Michaels.
That'll also be an S when they do it.
Yeah, it will be. But the big S is going to be Mike Tirico officially calling all the Sunday Night Football games. That's the biggest S. That Mike Tirico is the best. Everything Mike Tirico does is good. I love all of it. He can punch me in the face, and I will say it's the best punch in the world.
Okay, but who's going to be sitting right next to him?
Chris Collinsworth still. All right, so it's like a B. But either way, I love Mike Tirico. I am very excited for Mike Tirico to be calling Sunday Night Football.
Matt Ioannidis is a Panther.
Cool. Actually, a better player than people think.
Oh, yeah. I wanted him. Landon Collins got cut. So did Eric Flowers.
Aww. J.D. McKissick chose Buffalo, but then Frank gored the hell out of him and went back to Washington.
And Brandon Beane is not okay with it.
He pissed, man. He pissed. He also said today he's going to petition for realignment because of how much the AFC has gotten, which we'll touch on briefly when we're done with this list.
Uchenna Nwosu, Seattle.
We like Nwosu. I think I like him more than you, but he's so rangy. You know what I don't like? That he plays for Seattle now.
He's also inconsistent. Hopefully he can figure it out.
He is. Jeff Gladney to the Cardinals. Another guy with off-field problems. I forget what the actual legal terminology was.
I think it was domestic violence.
No, I think it was that too, but I forget if charges were dropped or no charges filed. I forget what it was.
No, I think charges were dropped.
Okay, either way. Don't quote us on that. I don't remember, but he's with the Cardinals now. Former first-round pick, not number one overall. Former first-round pick.
Brandon Bolden to the Raiders. It happened.
Yeah, right. Julio Jones was cut and is still available. Weird. Danny Trevathan was cut and is still available.
Not weird.
Lit. Alec Ingold, one of only 3 fullbacks in the NFL, is now a Dolphin. The second of those 3, Jacob Johnson, is now a Raider. We all know where Kyle Juszczyk is.
Mac Hollins is also a Raider.
Mac Hollins and his hair are now Vegas Raiders. Him and his pet alligator.
Bike. And his bike.
His bicycle and his pet alligator. All of these things are things Mac Hollins had in Philadelphia, except for the hair.
Trey Flowers has been cut.
Again. Joe Schobert was cut. Didn't they just trade like actual capital for this?
You know what's funny? The Jaguars traded him because they had Miles Jack. And then the Steelers
cut him because they have Miles Jack now. That's funny.
Come to me. I want Miles Jack next.
Yeah, Joe Schobert is just a precursor to getting Miles Jack. He's like Diet Jack. He'll end up there, but you need to start with Schobert, who is a good enough linebacker in his own right.
He's just old.
Andrew Wiley, back to the Chiefs. Okay. Benson Mayowa is cut. Very surprised he hasn't been picked up yet.
Me too, actually.
Anthony Averett's a Raider. At tracks.
I mean, Alabama and probably my second best corner now.
Raheem Mostert over to the Dolphins. Another Niner running back goes to the Dolphins. And if you know what, credit to the Dolphins. If it's anything like Matt Breida, it's a waste of your time. Why'd you do this? This is stupid. He's hurt. Isn't this like Mostert's like 19th team or something? Like he's played for 1 million rosters.
I don't know.
Years ago, he was an Eagle. He was an Eagle in the offseason 1 year. And me and my brother, we were watching preseason ball. We're like, who's this guy? He's out of nowhere. We cut him. I think like 3 teams later, he ended up in San Fran. It wasn't like, oh, he left and now he's good. It was just 1 year. Sorry. Remember when Mostert was in like a contract dispute with San Fran? Remember that?
San Fran made the right decision.
Chris Godwin got paid. He's so good he got paid just what Mike Williams got.
This is nice for Godwin. He's been getting injured a lot.
And by the way, less than Kirk.
Oh yeah,
actually no, not true. Actually, average, it's actually higher than Kirk.
Okay,
unless the number you're working on with Kirk is the full potential of the contract, in which case Kirk gets more.
Jacob Martin is a Jet. He used to play for Houston as a pass rusher. That's all we know.
That is all we know about Jacob Martin.
Yeah.
Andrew Norwell of Washington. He used to be a really good lineman. Now he is a lineman.
On Washington. How the mighty have fallen.
Carson Wentz is really good at making his O-lineman worse. That is all I will say.
Howie Roseman got extended for 3 years.
Inject this directly into my veins.
Cole Beasley got cut. He won't be injecting anything.
He will be injecting nothing into his vein. Did you see what I did? I am a genius. My brain is so big. So big.
Anyways, I think Cole Beasley will end up on the Packers, actually. Don't quote me on that. I can see it happen.
God, that tracks too well. They can just be immunized together.
Ty Montgomery is a Patriot. Ty Montgomery still playing football.
The former Packer. I forgot he was still in the league. Good for him. I remember when he was a wide receiver and a running back. Now he's a Patriot, which means he's neither. He's just a teamer now.
He's a fullback.
Hayden Hurst, one of the weirdest first-round picks I've ever seen, is now going to his 3rd team in 4 or 5 years. But it's the Bengals. Why did you just sign Uzama?
I don't know.
It doesn't feel right. I would have just signed Uzama.
Logan Ryan went to the Buccaneers because John can't have nice things.
I'm tired. A Rutgers safety leaves New England and then New York and now Tampa. I am sad. Did I mention I got Hassan Riddick? Because that is what I'm telling myself to be happy, as there's a drive into deep left.
Amir Abdullah is a Raider for some reason.
Why are we talking about that?
Because we talked about Blake Cashman.
Oh my God, the list is almost done.
Yeah. Rasul Douglas is a Packer.
Probably. That's not confirmed yet, but he's probably going back to Green.
Yeah.
I'll do this name. Star Lotulelei, cut from Buffalo. I remember a time when he was medical red flag for a heart issue. He's made himself a good career. I forgot he was still like kicking, and I'm glad he is. Not to mention DJ Moore's extension. I don't know why he decided to sign this. Why would you extend a contract?
Did he add a no trade clause?
That would be sad. That'd be very sad. And finally, as of the taping of this episode, the final move, Dante Fowler to the Cowboys. That is such a quintessential Cowboys move. A player with a name that is not that good going to Dallas. Makes sense, but that's a D.
And now we get to talk about the crazy, crazy AFC.
Let's do this part quickly because our time's good right now. Let's try and wrap it in a normal bow.
All right. There are 16 teams in the AFC. Am I right, John?
Yes.
Okay.
And none of them are this.
Anyways, let's list the playoff contenders in the AFC.
Well, it's easy. Division. AFC East. Patriots?
No.
Dolphins?
No.
Buffalo?
Yes.
Jets?
No.
I half disagree. I think New England is technically a contender.
Oh, they're in my second category, actually.
What's your second category?
In the room.
In the room. Are the Jets in the room?
No, but the Dolphins are.
That's nice of you. Let's go to the AFC North. Pittsburgh.
In the room.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Hell yeah.
Cleveland.
I hate you.
But you might be in the room at least. AFC South. Indianapolis. In the room.
Incomplete.
I'll put them in the room.
Okay.
Without a quarterback, it's tough, though. Jacksonville.
Next year, maybe.
They're like standing outside the door of the room. They're the first team at the door.
You know what they are? They're the door frame. And Jim Irsay is sitting at the door and he's like, no.
Not yet.
I have Baker Mayfield.
I had Carson. How funny is it they're going to go from Carson Wentz to Baker Mayfield?
Bro, they went from Phillip Rivers to Carson Wentz to Baker Mayfield.
They went from Andrew Luck to Carson Wentz to Baker Mayfield.
They went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck to Jacoby Brissett
to
Phillip Rivers.
To the withering body of Phillip Rivers.
To Phillip Rivers to Carson Wentz to likely Baker Mayfield.
Oh my God, the Colts are becoming the Browns.
Yeah.
It's happening right before our eyes.
Jim Irsay.
Big lol. Who else have I not done yet? Houston? No.
Houston, you're not in the room, but that's okay.
It's okay. Continue to build around Davis Mills and pretend like you're competing. And Tennessee.
The worst division winner possible.
And now we go to the AFC West.
All of them. Goodbye.
All of them. That's about 10 teams.
I think it's 12 at the end, right?
If not 11 or 12.
If you include the room, it's everyone but Houston and the Jaguars.
Are you and I in agreement as to the best team in that conference today?
Probably, I would say Buffalo.
As would I.
And it's not like Buffalo's better on paper. It's more of like Buffalo doesn't have to play the AFC West.
Buffalo is, in my opinion, the best balanced team on paper. Because there's no part of Buffalo that you point at, other than running back. There's no point of Buffalo that you look at and think, man, that stinks. Mm-hmm. The running backs, you need help at running back, but there are teams that win without elite running back play. So I'm not worried about that.
There's a draft.
And there's a draft, and they have capital. And Kenny Walker exists.
Yeah.
Please do it. That's such a good idea. I didn't even
Please
think
don't do it.
Just now. Just do it.
Please
just do it.
Please don't do it.
Do it. I would find that so fun.
And then in the NFC, we have the Rams and the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to end this episode.
And I guess like half of Green Bay.
Sure.
Go Eagles. Guys, that's about enough of that. We've got defensive backs for you next week. Should be fun as we get closer to the draft. They'll start coming fast and furious. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter started to become a little bit more, interesting. Whatever we want to call it.
Woo, Blake Cashman.
Woo, Blake Cashman. So I hope you had fun today. It's been a hell of a crazy week. Not to mention March Madness, which my bracket got busted real fast.
You can talk about basketball. Basketball is more important than baseball.
No, it isn't.
I'm trying to alienate like our fan base.
Yeah, don't do that. No, baseball. Our logo literally has a baseball diamond on it.
Right?
Like, what are you talking about? Which, by the way, might need to change. But anyway, guys, that's enough. We will talk to you not tomorrow, next week, and we'll bring with us some defensive backs. Should be fun.
And the rest of the free agency news.
Yeah, whatever else squeaks through. Any other signings, we'll tweet about them. We'll talk about them in next week's episode. If you remember, guys, last year around this time when free agency's first wave starting to like lull out a little bit, Kenny Golladay then signed. So
yeah, we still got Tyrann Mathieu, Armstead, and Stephon Gilmore waiting in the wings.
Oh yeah, we were gonna run that down real quick. Let's do that really fast, and then we'll say goodbye. These are according to NFL.com's free agency tracker, these are the best free agents remaining. Teron Armstead, who started this offseason as NFL's top-ranked free agent. Tyrann Mathieu, Odell Beckham, Stephon Gilmore, Lyle Collins, Dwayne Brown, Jameis Winston, can't believe he's this high. Bobby Wagner, can't believe he's below Jameis. Jadeveon Clowney, Za'Darius Smith, Calais Campbell. Melvin Ingram, Rob Gronkowski, he's going back to Tampa. Jarvis Landry, Fletcher Cox, he's going back to Philly. Cherry Hughes, Akeem Hicks, Trent Brown, Trey Flowers, J.C. Treader, we discussed them already. Cordero Patterson, shocking that he's available considering his season. Will Fuller, future Brown Will Fuller. Eric Fisher, I don't know how he's still in the league. I got to be honest. Rasul Douglas, Julio Jones, Bryce Callahan, Deshaun Elliott. What?
Julio's that low?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
53rd. Anthony Barr, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Justin Houston, who we both thought was like 40, but he's only 33.
Yeah, right.
Rashad Penny, former first-round pick Rashad Penny. Leonard Fournette, who is for some reason below Rashad Penny. Melvin Gordon. I did that when we were reading this before, too. Derek Barnett, who is prospect number 69, lol. Jaron Kearse, Dante Jackson, Kaiser White, who I like.
Me too.
Arden Key, who I do not like. Sheldon Richardson, and Damakong Su. What?
Are just X-Raider Arden Key.
Sadness. Patrick Peterson, who for some reason made it a point to say that he thinks he fits Philadelphia. That's weird. Jamison Crowder. Brian Anger. Punters are people too. Kevin
a long
King,
snapper got signed. We didn't talk about him, but
Kevin King. No, we did not. Kevin King, Marcus Mariota, Larry Ogunjobi, PJ Williams, Donta Hightower, Lorenzo Carter, Riley Reef, Joe Hayden, and Andy Dalton.
Oh my God.
What a perfect way to end this episode. With the name invoking the Gingerhead Man.
There was Andy Dalton, and then there was the new Dalton. Baker Mayfield. Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.